It's gangsters, penis choppers, and cult leaders. Oh my. We've got 15 questions on true crime on today's mini episode. This is Trivia with Buds. Be it what? And welcome to the Trivia with Buds podcast. This is the mini edition of our twice weekly trivia show. And I'm so glad you decided to check it out. We put out the mini episodes every Thursday, and they're usually 15 questions on one specific topic, and they're a little bit shorter, between 10 and 15 minutes. And every Tuesday, we put out full episodes where I usually have two guests battling in trivia topics that they're good at. I'm your host, Ryan Buds, and I'm sitting here in my home office recording this on a very late Thursday night. I'm going to get this out just after midnight. And if you look forward to this show every week, I apologize. I had a lot of car issues today that I had to deal with. And we're putting this bad boy out right now. So you might get it on an early Friday morning. This Tuesday, we have a full sit-down episode with my pals who are roller derby and beer lovers. And one of them is Jess Whitener, and the other one is her boyfriend. His name is Cam Molitor, and they face off in Muppet movies and culinary arts trivia, so you don't want to miss that. Next week's mini episode is about old-timey sayings, which you will love if you are a real whippersnapper. So look forward to that on next Thursday's mini episode. Today's mini episode topic was picked by Patreon subscriber Alexis Eck, who lives in Oklahoma. And she said, I want some true crime trivia. What can you do for me? And I said, Alexis, anything for you. And she listens to this show with her coworkers and her friends. So shout out to all you guys in Oklahoma in the OK State if you're listening right now. Before we dive in, a huge special thank you to all the folks who have shared their generous donations over on my brand new Patreon page. If you want to see what that's all about, go to patreon.com/trivia with buds. We have all kinds of perks and rewards on there you can get for $1 to $20 a month, and I am getting ready to send out the packages for April in just a few. I'm getting those packages together to send really cool stuff like vintage VHS tapes. I've been hitting up all the libraries by me and finding some really cool artwork on old VHS tapes. I have stickers from my friend Brad Albright Illustrations, stickers of Ash from The Evil Dead, if you like that kind of thing, wearing 3D glasses, pop culture art squares from my friend Drew A. Blank, the likes of Jaws and Jack Skellington and The Predator. And that's just to name a few things we're going to be sending out. Also, for the $20 a month people, you're going to get a special additional item and all the perks below the $20 reward level as well. And that is a very cool pin set that I won't tell you anything about, except that it is 2 pins on one little card. And if you like wearing pins on your jacket or putting them on your visor or however you collect pins, you are going to love this pin set. It is 80s theme. That's what I'll tell you. There are 90 other episodes of this show. They're all named by topics they're about. So go back and check out some of these food-themed episodes, like episode 86 we did on breakfast foods just a few weeks back with my good friends Jen Wojnar and Kara Rouse. Episode 24 with fast food trivia, and that's a really fun one. Fast food trivia, and I think the other topic is baseball trivia, that episode. And Tuesday's episode 89, that's coming up this Tuesday, again with Cam and Jess. It's culinary arts. So if you're a foodie, go check out those episodes. And without any further ado, we're going to dive into 15 questions on true crime picked by my friend Alexis. Here we go. All right, guys, here are your 15 questions on true crime. Hope you have a good time with these. Question number 1, what Chicago Prohibition-era gangster shared his first name with a famous rabbit? Question number 1, what Chicago Prohibition-era gangster shared his first name with a famous rabbit? Question number 2, what was the name of the infamous woman who cut off her husband's penis while he slept? Question number 2, what was the name of the infamous woman who cut off her husband's penis while he was sleeping? Question number 3, what cult leader led his followers to mass suicide by drinking poisoned Kool-Aid? Question number 3, what cult leader led his followers to mass suicide by drinking poisoned Kool-Aid? Question number 4, who wrote the 1966 book In Cold Blood? Question number 4, who wrote the 1966 book In Cold Blood? Question number 5. What year did the OJ trial occur? Question number 5. What year did the OJ trial occur? Question number 6. What 1903 silent film was directed by Edwin S. Porter? Question number 6. What 1903 silent film was directed by Edwin S. Porter? Question number 7. Who played the murderer in the film Foxcatcher? Question number 7. Who played the murderer in the film Foxcatcher? Question number 8. What is the name of the gangster in American Gangster with Denzel Washington? Question number 8. What is the name of the gangster in American Gangster with Denzel Washington? Question number 9. From Hell is a graphic novel and movie about what serial killer? Question number 9. From Hell is a graphic novel and movie about what serial killer? Question number 10. What city is the setting for the book Devil in the White City? Question number 10. What city is the setting for the book Devil in the White City? Question number 11. Sid and Nancy featured a member of what band? Question number 11. Sid and Nancy featured a member of what band? Question number 12. What centerfold notoriously died February 8th, 2007? Question number 12. What centerfold notoriously died February 8th, 2007? Question number 13. What football player was charged with animal cruelty in 2007? Question number 13. What football player was charged with animal cruelty in 2007? Question number 14. What comedian served 2 years in jail for having over a pound of cocaine in 1979? Question number 14. What comedian served 2 years in jail for having over a pound of cocaine in 1979? And question number 15. What MLB player bet thousands of dollars on baseball games he played in? Question number 15. What Major League Baseball player bet thousands of dollars on baseball games he played in? Those are your 15 questions on true crime. Let's see how you did on those questions in just a second. Before we get to the answers, here's a quick story about me and my criminal history. All right, I was thinking about a story and my big criminal background. I really don't have too many true crimes in my own life. I remember when we started driving, so 16, 17, I think I might have been 17 years old, and I was driving around with all my cronies around Crestwood, Illinois, and we came across we were stealing things. Not stealing things. We were taking people were throwing away like TVs and things, and we would like take those and then we would go throw them somewhere. So I guess that's kind of a crime to throw someone else's garbage somewhere. But we had this giant TV, which we were going to throw somewhere, and we found a basketball on someone's front lawn, and we drove by and we took this basketball. And then we drove back around, and there were some kids outside, and my friend Jim threw a basketball at one of those kids. And that kid ended up being like the daughter or son of some policeman in town. So we got pulled over like 10 minutes later, and Jim got arrested. And I think we had to just follow in our car to the police station. And I didn't get arrested or anything. And because I was 17 and I wasn't I guess 17's a minor still, but for some reason I was 17. I didn't have to have my mom come get me. They just were like, get out of here, you. But Jim was like 15 or 16 and his mom had to come pick him up, and she happened to be a cop as well. So she came in her uniform and it wasn't like a big deal. But yeah, what a terribly dumb thing to do. That is as close to true crime as I get. And also we used to throw eggs at cars, which is terrible. And I urge you to teach your kids to not do that, which I am already starting to do. My daughter wakes up every day and I go, don't throw an egg at anything. It's just a bad idea. It's just messy. And somebody's got to clean it up. So don't do that. That's my true crime story. Here's your answers on those 15 questions on true crime. All right, let's see how you did on these questions. Now, Alexis originally was like, can you do some serial killer trivia? And I'm not a huge fan of promoting serial killers because of the horrible things they've done. So I don't like to, be like, oh, how many people did this guy kill? So some of these, like the cult leader and things, obviously very, very terrible. But I tried to pick things that were a little bit more celebrity-based and weird-based rather than like, this guy killed 100 children. You know what I mean? So I hope you enjoyed these to an extent, as well as you can enjoy anything true crime related. Here's question number 1. What Chicago Prohibition-era gangster shared his first name with a famous rabbit that was Bugs Moran? Bugs Moran. Question number 1, Bugs Moran, like Bugs Bunny. Question number 2, what was the name of the infamous woman who cut off her husband's penis while he was sleeping? That was Lorena Bobbitt. Who could forget? And I've had a friend named Mike Bobbitt on the show twice now, and I can't believe I've never realized that he shares the name with John and Lorena Bobbitt. So shout out to Mike Bobbitt in Michigan. Question 3, what cult leader led his followers to mass suicide by drinking poison Kool-Aid? This was the toughest one on this thing for me to look up, and it was Jim Jones. Jim Jones was that terrible person. Question number 4, who wrote the 1966 book In Cold Blood? That was Truman Capote. Truman Capote, I had to read that in college. And the movie's Capote, and there was some other movie. Well, there were 2 different Capote movies that came out right after each other. Both pretty good, and both kind of about that book and the real-life crimes of those guys. Question number 5, what year did the O.J. trial occur? That was 1995. I thought it was 94, but I think he might have gotten arrested in 94, and all the trial went like the whole year of 95, which I remember being on TV nonstop. Question number 6, what 1903 silent film was directed by Edwin S. Porter? That was The Great Train Robbery. So I don't think that was a true crime, but I thought robbery and one of the first films ever might have been a fun question for you to answer. The Great Train Robbery. Question 7, who played the murderer in the film Foxcatcher? This was Steve Carell, and he played, some eccentric weirdo with a huge nose. And Steve Carell's got a pretty big nose already, so they had to add even more nose to him. And he just kind of looks up at everybody. Yeah, he looks up at everybody in that movie. It's a very strange movie. The acting's good, but it's very interesting if you haven't seen it. Number 8, what is the name of the gangster in American Gangster with Denzel Washington? The name of the gangster is Frank Lucas. This is one of those movies that I know is supposed to be good, and I just have not seen, so I need to sit down and watch that. Frank Lucas. Number 9, From Hell is a graphic novel and movie about what serial killer? That was Jack the Ripper. Jack the Ripper, Alan Moore did the graphic novel. It's really, really thick. I've seen it in the bookstore a million times. It's pretty impressive. Number 10, what city is the setting for the book Devil in the White City? That is Chicago. Leonardo DiCaprio is supposed to play this guy that leads women and I think some men back to his murder mansion, which had trapdoors and acid pits. It's pretty gruesome stuff if you like that kind of thing. Number 11, Sid and Nancy featured a member of what band? That was the Sex Pistols, the bassist there. Sid was a murderer, murdered somebody in New York. Number 11. Number 12, what centerfold notoriously died February 8th, 2007? That was Anna Nicole Smith. Now, I didn't look this one up too in depth. I forget what the circumstances were with her death, but I think there was some fishy stuff to it. Anna Nicole Smith, February 8th, 2007. Number 13, what football player was charged with animal cruelty in 2007? Illegal dog fighting. That was Michael Vick, and everybody hated him quite a bit for that. 13 was Michael Vick. Number 14, what comedian served 2 years in jail for having over a pound of cocaine in 79? Who hasn't done that, right? The stand-up lifestyle. Tim Allen was who I was looking for. Tim Allen, Buzz Lightyear himself, on the blow in the late 70s. Number 15, what Major League Baseball player bet thousands of dollars on baseball games he played in himself? That was, of course, Pete Rose, who is shunned from the Hall of Fame, I believe. Pete Rose one time got tombstoned by Kane at a WrestleMania. So check that out. And I hope you did well on those questions. And let me know how you did in a tweet. Hit me up on Ryan Buds. And I'm on Ryan Buds on everything, Instagram and Twitter and Facebook. So find me on something and tell me how you did out of 15. And if you want to support this show, go leave us a Yelp review. If you come to my live shows, I'd love one of those. If you can leave an iTunes review, that would be awesome, and it's totally free and just takes you a couple minutes. Or if you want to throw a few bucks, go to patreon.com/trivia with buds, and all the funds raised there will go into making this show bigger and better. If I get up to $150 a month, I'm going to do an additional mini episode every single month. So be on the lookout for that goal. Tuesday, we're back with a full-length episode, Muppet Movies, Culinary Arts, and a new mini episode next Thursday on old-timey phrases like the bee's knees and stuff like that. Special thanks to all my Patreon subscribers, including Earl Clark, Alexis Eck, Alex DeSmir, Jordan Zeilanger, Natalie Santiago, Fiona Neville, Jess Whitener, and Manny McNelly. Thank you for listening, and if you listen near or far and you want me to host a trivia event, I'd love to do it. You pick the rounds, I write the questions, and it could be tons of fun for your friends, your family, your coworkers. Email ryanbuds@gmail.com, and we'll get some great ideas going. Thanks again for listening, and we'll see you next time. Cheers.